Good morning from the Philippines. Wow, I've been out in the garden today and I thought I'd do some gardening jobs. Right, this is a miracle fruit. And it's quite big, it grows quite big as you can see. And now we're in rainy season. We've had quite a lot of rain, and this miracle fruit is very, very heavy. And that's the miracle fruit tree up there, and it's full of miracle fruit. Now, I've got some nice plants in, and I thought, well, I've seen quite a few of the miracle fruit, and they've fallen onto my plants, and that's it, my plants have gone. So basically, it's killed my plants. So I spotted two, and well, I spotted three actually. I spotted two big ones, and Joveline pulled them off. She got a stick and she pulled them off, and thump, they went with a big thump. And we have to pull them off, guys. Now I'm on about my hands now with the miracle fruit. So we had to pull them off because they're so big and heavy. Now, I'd been gardening, so when I'm doing the garden, my hands are absolutely black and they're filthy. So, I thought, well, when the miracle fruit actually, when we pulled them off the tree so they don't fall on the plants, and like I said, they're so heavy and they went with such a bang, and it split them. So I actually pulled them apart, split them, and I thought, well, I'll just wash my hands because I've got no water, and so I just washed my hands with it, and it's full of, they're really heavy and they're really full of liquid water, and I washed my hands with it, and I thought, wow, that's really good for washing your skin. And I did notice it were really nice on your skin. Now, miracle fruit is actually as it's pronounced, miracle fruit. It's really healthy. I don't know how to cook it. I think you boil it and you can add it in different types of dishes. You have to make a comment what to do with miracle fruit. So that's absolutely lovely. And it's white and it goes like a purpley colour when the light hits it for a while. So as you can see, it's absolutely lovely stuff. I'm going to use it for a bath. So I thought, I'll use this. I'm going to get a shower with this, a bath. And then I'll shower off with a bucket of water. And just lovely. It's absolutely lovely stuff. And, you can feel it. And it's really orange. And when you squeeze the water, you can see it's orange. It's full of vitamin C. It really is a miracle fruit. And it's really sweet to taste. So this one is very, very ripe. And when you squeeze it, the water comes out and it goes orange. And like I said, it tastes absolutely lovely. So this is me. I'm actually getting a good wash with it and a shave, and it really is good stuff. Now, miracle fruit. So this is miracle fruit skincare. So this is it. Look, I'm not joking. It really is nice for your skin. And I'm actually sure if you squeeze the water into a bottle, you could use it before you get a shower, and it really is nice for your skin because it's full of different vitamins and minerals. And that's what I had an idea. I thought, I'm going to use this. It's really nice. So if you've got no soap, you're here in the province, you don't like soap because it gives you lots of spots, try using Miracle Fruit skincare. So try using this Miracle Fruit for your skincare, and I'm sure it'll do you well, do good. You can give it a try, and that's what I'm doing here. And I felt really nice and fresh afterwards, and I thought it were a really good idea to use it, and like I said, you can actually squeeze it into a bottle and save some of the liquid. And I would actually thinking on, I thought, wow, I wish I'd got another one of these because I'd actually squeeze all the juice, the water, out of the miracle fruit and I'd drink it. And Jovelyn says, you can't do that. I says, well, it tastes nice and sweet, why can't you do that? He says, you have to boil it. I says, no, you don't. Yes, you do. I says, no, you don't. And, you know, I've tried it and it tastes really nice and sweet. Maybe you have to boil it if it's bitter, but this were actually nice and sweet, the water. So I'm sure, you know, you could put this miracle fruit to good use, guys. Most people that actually grow miracle fruit, they never use it, they let it fall off the tree, and they just let it rot. But I'm not joking, this is really nice for your skin and it's good to get a shower or a bath. So, you know, enjoy a nice little bit of miracle fruit. And it's just another gardening idea I've had. So, you know, in the future, if there's any big miracle fruit, I'm actually going to put it to good use. It's the neighbours, excuse me, so it's the neighbours, and if it's hanging over and it's a threat to the plants, I'll just pull it off. The neighbour doesn't mind. You know, it don't damage the tree, so we'll just pull it off and hopefully we can put it to some really good use instead of letting it just rot. So that's what we're going to do now, guys, you know. Start to use, well, I am anyway, I'm going to start and use it. It's really good stuff, like I said. So that's miracle fruit here in the province of Consilian. Now you can see, just look at it, absolutely lovely stuff, and it does go a dark purpley colour, and just look at that, it's better than soap, and it's full of water, so it's a good time to use it when it's rainy season. You know, it's got a lot of water in it, and it's a pleasure to actually use this miracle fruit. So, you know, volcano, I actually, you know, there's a fault line. I'm going to actually chat about this fault line in another video so people can understand it and people can actually, I'm going to put my view about it because I've been thinking about it and how things work. And if you've been in an earthquake, it's not much fun. Right, so I'll chat about that in another video. But I've already got 2 videos on YouTube, one waiting to be released. Right, so you know it gets released later today. We're on Saturday today. So this is it, look, absolutely lovely. So if you've got any good ideas, what can we do with miracle fruit, guys? If you're a person that uses miracle fruit, I mean, I'm even sure this miracle fruit, it's full of water. I'm sure it's absolutely fantastic stuff for your plants. Full of waters, full of natural sugars, you know, and it really is good stuff. Now, I don't know if you can see the colour of that water, but there's a lot of orange in it, and that's going to be a vitamin C. And vitamin C is a big one for cancer, good skin, good health. It's a big one. You need that vitamin C, at least 2,000 or 3,000 IUs a day. You need a lot on it, right? So it's up to you whether you get it or not. Add it with zinc if you're a man. You need about 50 milligrams of zinc. And I think a good rule of thumb's 2,000 to 3,000 IU of vitamin C. So, even if you were getting 1,000, you know, I'd do it in 500 dosages, or, you know, just take it in 1,000, it's up to you. So, really good stuff, vitamin C, it's magic actually for you, for health, and it's cheap and it works, right? It's a supplement that works 1,000%. So does zinc, works 1,000%. And I don't recommend anything, but I recommend that for your health and for your strength. And, you know, like I said, if you're using this stuff, let me know. So, it's good shampoo, so it's really good for your skin. If you've got any skin conditions, try the miracle fruit. Now, you know, you can put it in a juice, use it in a juice, and, you know, you can bath with it, shower with it, you know, whatever. But like I said, you can also cook it. I don't know how they cook it. I think they boil it and they add it to, you know, dinners and salads. But honestly, I do not know the best way to cook miracle fruit. If there's any of you guys out there, please make a comment in the description. Let me know, guys, what are you doing with your miracle fruit? You know, let me know how to cook it. You know, I'm sure you could make, like I said, really fruity, healthy drinks with this miracle fruit. Because when I were actually getting a wash with the miracle fruit, wow, it tasted absolutely lovely. Now, you know, my immigration, it's going to cost a fortune, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'll chat about that in another video. But you know, God bless everyone that got hit with the earthquake. You know, God bless, guys. And there's another big one that's going to come along sooner or later. Miracle fruit, enjoy.